What is up, everybody? You're live at the project. Another great day on the podcast. Not the best of news right now for WWE. They're going through some growing pains, especially right dead smack in Wrestlemania season. It's not looking good. They getting money, and 70% of their income is from foolish network executives giving them TV deals just based off their name identity, not based off any current or constant improvement or upward mobility as far as creative and TV and interest goes. And WWE actually think they're going to get $9 billion for the sale. As the news came out this week, WWE are talking to potential bidders starting April 1st. So that's right, dead smack in the middle of WrestleMania season, 2 weeks after their annual release of WWE 2K games come out. So that's going to be, I'm a bit suspicious about whatever the heck that's going to be. But it's happening. That's what's coming out. I want to thank everybody for being here as always. Before we really get going to the meat and potatoes of the show, which I got a lot of mixed feelings and different opinions about the show. We'll get into that in a second. Not going to be very long, 25, 30 minutes. When I'm covering Raw now, it's just if a whole lot don't happen, I'm not going to talk about a whole lot. Besides, I still have to eat dinner. But most importantly, it's just a whole lot didn't happen. The main stuff I can cover within 25 or 30 minutes. Shout out to Poggers. Yes, somebody actually wanted to sponsor me. Go save yourself some money after you purchase some great merchandise from drinkpoggers.com. Get yourself a shaker. I like the shaker a lot. I got mine. It's pretty good. Got to keep that lid on there pretty tight. And they got the powders, sleeping powders, recovery powder, things like that. I would suggest if you got an issue with any type of merchant or what their merchandise is, make suggestions. I expect them to improve things if you don't make suggestions. So you have to make the suggestions in order for them to get some good content. Me personally, I like more liquid products, but it's people that's into powders. Check out the power. I know the berry one is good. I believe they have an orange flavored one, a grape flavor one. But I know that berry one is something called cream. One with cream. It's very, very popular. Anybody else that want to sponsor me? Red Bull, give you wings. Monster. I mean, I'm a combat sports podcast with a pretty good following. JoJo, my MMA correspondent, we just covered that big, great fight, the return of fighting in the red corner. John Jones returned to get a W after 2.5, 3 years of being an active show. Went up a division, went up a heavyweight division, a massive jump from a light heavyweight, and showed that he was the man by choking out Cyril Gahn in the first round, I believe. It was madness and pandemonium. Go check out that podcast. You can find that on YouTube. That's TJ the Prodigy, all lowercase letters, TJ DA Prodigy. Shout out to Mike Copenhaver. That name sound familiar. It does. His brother, former MMA fighter, War Machine, and also JoJo, Mr. B 1986. All things MMA. You can find on his Twitter at Mr. B 1986. Cope's Corner. Him and JoJo have a show every Friday on their YouTube. That's Cope with a K, KOPS Corner with a K. Go check out their YouTube. Go win some money with betting because they're really good with betting as well. Betting odds with fights. I think he's pretty damn near undefeated. But speaking of undefeated, WWE wish they were undefeated, and they currently aren't undefeated because they can't stay out of their own way in a lot of different ways. I don't understand their insistent. Make sure I'm live. Yep, I am live. I just want to make sure I was on. I can't understand their insistent need to get in their own way, to be counterproductive, to not want to expand their product to casuals. Because let's be honest, WWE casual fans stopped watching over 20 years ago. And the hardcore fans online get upset, but it's the truth. WWE is not hot like y'all think it is, just because y'all are talking about it online with all y'all friends. It's not popping like that. You know what I mean? So they're in a tough spot right now, and y'all got to excuse me because I'm tagging this video up. Let's see a street fight trending. I'll be surprised. Street fight. Is Kevin Owens trending? 1 second. One of the few Kevin Owens bouts that I've been interested in a while. Kevin Owens is a good talker. I'm not gonna lie. He's a really good talker. Especially for a guy that looks like a fan who won a contest. That's always been kind of the general opinion I've had about Kevin Owens. Is just he just looks like a fan who won a contest. But he does cut a good promo for a guy that's from the Indies. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty darn good with cutting promos like that. And for people that's in his league from that Ring of Honor era, he's pretty darn good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But most stuff he's been involved with lately, I haven't been interested in since about 2018 when he was in that storyline with Braun Strowman, was just stalking him every week and trying to run him over in porta potties. And that's the type of stuff I like. I like wrestling to be sports entertainment. These people that run WWE right now are they like wrestling to be nerdy goofball bullcrap. That's what they want wrestling to be. But like, that just goes back to they just can't stay out of their own way. I don't get it. And they just keep, making it worse for themselves. A few more tag a couple people, and then we'll be good to go. I hate to filibuster, but I don't have my guest host on here right because I'm busy with work, and they get on later, and I'm asleep by then. So we'll get them back on probably closer to WrestleMania. We'll do a big super show just to bring us together because y'all know when we come together, it's like two heavenly bodies. Like it's like some outer space type stuff. It's a great show. Is the point. We just have good chemistry, me and my co-host. So, yeah, WWE's just in a lot of trouble right now. As by which I'll tell you right now, they're not. It's not a lot of traction or mention about their show online right now. Let me see how many tweets, how many people actually talking about Raw. It's not much traffic or activity going into WrestleMania season. I mean, I'm seeing posts with only 50 people saying something about it. I'm seeing, you know, a couple people watching a 1 minute clip that got like 50,000 views, but that is still extremely low for WWE seasons. That's ridiculously low. That should be easily over, the triple digits, 6 digits, a million, 7 digits. This is ridiculous. It's not much traction with this stuff right now. Paul Heyman's segment is only getting 25,000 views. This is ridiculous. Dominic, who's in the top program, 62,000, but that's because Rey Mysterio is a veteran. That's why. It's only on average about between 20 and 50,000 people talking about WWE. Nobody cares about Seth Rollins. He has the lowest amount with 20,000. Nobody cares about this guy, man. And people only vaguely care about him because Logan Paul is involved with this. But WWE is in a lot of trouble. They're misusing their really big stars right now, as all of them are on the thumbnail. Elias, LA Knight, Trish was used pretty well tonight. But I mean, they're not using the best people. Cena was there last week. They did some pretty good stuff with John Cena. But overall, it's awful. It's just, I only get on here because I know some of my fans want to hear me talk about it. That's the only reason I'm on here. If it was left up to me, I'll be doing something else. I'll be playing the game. I'll be asleep. I'll be in my yard. Anything but watching WWE. I only do it because people enjoy me talking about it, So, on Raw tonight, it opened up with, was it Kevin Owens? I know it opened up with a top person calling somebody out. Edge right now, I got a lot of mixed feelings with Edge. I don't feel like Edge is being a professional that he should be, working with these guys like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. These guys aren't ready for the main event picture. They left NXT too soon. They don't have enough polish. And then a lot of them are just, well, not so much Finn Balor, but definitely Seth Rollins. I call him a Grim Reaper because this dude's got bodies on him. Bodies entering top millionaire guys like John Cena. And then they were freaking out on Shinsuke Nakamura when he did a reverse suplex and John Cena was being lazy and didn't rotate good enough and he fell on his head. I mean, Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose and still got a main event spot at SummerSlam against him. It shows you the type of favoritism that Triple H has towards Seth Rollins. And I would get it if Seth Rollins was actually a draw. This guy couldn't draw manure if you dipped him, or he wouldn't draw flies if you dipped him in manure. He definitely can't draw no money. He wouldn't draw money if you dipped him in glue and drug him through a vault. He's not a draw. And WWE refuses to acknowledge and accept the fact that he just isn't. He's a good athlete. He do some cool looking stuff, but he's not a big deal. And then he allows his wife to call herself the man. He don't realize how bad that is for marketing. I understand we live in a liberal world and being kind of a simp and kind of a, being a little more feminine is marketable to certain groups, but most of the world is heterosexual. Let's just be honest. Most of the world don't want to see that. I got fans that are football fans, females, feminine females that love football. You think they're going to take Seth Rollins serious when he's being a beta male? Like, let's just be serious. It's not about being judgmental. It's not about having anything against the LGBT. It's just about what people want to see and what they don't. The LGBT liberal SJW crowd is a small, specialized niche audience that don't really draw that much. They're not that important, basically, to be changing, solid proven ideas about media and TV and writing and creativity. They're not that important to be readjusting things about. They're complaining, but they're less than 10% of the population, which is an extremely small number. I don't understand why so much is just catered to them. But yeah, Edge, I have issues with Edge. I thought you wrapped this stuff up with Judgment Day over the summer. Now, I'm one of those people that don't mind a storyline being revisited if it needs to be. It seems like this storyline was pretty conclusive, though. It seemed like they're bringing Edge back just because he really likes Finn Balor for whatever reason. He wants to help him out. That's the only thing I really see about this storyline. Beth Phoenix is not a draw like that. Only wrestling fans know Beth Phoenix. And it don't help that she's lumbering and kind of goofy in the ring, and she's actually injured people. I don't understand why they. Well, you know what? I'll take Beth Phoenix being in the ring on both versus her being on commentary because she's awful on commentary. Like I don't even know where to begin with how bad she is on commentary, but she is. And I don't know what I don't know if she got this spot for being a good soldier or because WWE really liked her. If I had to guess, it was something along those lines. But she really does not deserve to be in these spots that she's in right now on TV. I'm just going to be brutally honest, 100 frank with it. She doesn't deserve it. So Edge started off with that. Let me bring up WrestleZone. I had it up earlier. And talk before I get into the stuff that I really care about, which is mostly the pictures on the thumbnail. Let's get into how Raw opened up, which I'm sure it got a decent pop. I'm not sure what city they were in tonight because I haven't really paid attention to a lot of that lately. I just know WrestleMania will be in California in 2 weeks. So, yeah, they opened up with Edge. He came out talking a bunch of stuff, I'm pretty sure. He wants to hear Edge, what Edge has to say. This is Finn Balor. Edge isn't here to talk. He wants to fight, blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. Immediately following that, one of the worst draws on TV or acts is Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. First of all, the fact that Triple H is giving this guy so much airtime when he looks like a child. It's children that are bigger than Johnny Gargano. Children. He's a little boy. Like, if go Google Johnny Gargano. Johnny like Johnny and Gargano like it sounds like an Italian name. He's a little boy that don't look like he lift weights. He's not marketable. WWE, why do y'all give this guy so much airtime? Is he really worth this much airtime? Let's be serious. And Candice LeRae, nice lady. She doesn't have an appealing look. She's a good worker as far as she can do the moves in the ring very competently, better than a lot of people, honestly. But she doesn't deserve the airtime she gets either. I like her slightly better than Johnny Gargano, but these are one of the most awful, insular, focused acts I've ever seen. No casual ever want to dress like them. See, the problem with WWE right now, it's been taken over by anime psychotic niche neckbeard fans and these SJW liberals that think wrestling is a performance art, which it isn't. It's art, but it's not performance art. Wrestling is supposed to always be presented as an action TV show. That's when it was its most popular. When it was Crash TV with guys that actually looked like action star superheroes that were beating people up with good storylines. Wrestling should have never gotten away from that, and now it's gotten away from that, and it's awful. So yeah, they had this match. I'm sure it was way longer than it needed to be, and it didn't mean anything. Wrestlers are just trading wins, 500, and Dexter Lumis has been grossly misused. Like, if you thought putting him in a ring with a shitty actor like Johnny Gargano was going to help his career, you're kidding yourself. I don't even know why they even bother. You might as well just put him in an unemployment line, putting him in the ring with Johnny Gargano. Like, because this guy does not deserve. And Dexter Lumis, Samuel Shaw, the man, is a pretty good actor. But Johnny Gargano has absolutely no business being in the ring with him. He cannot help. How is young people going to help young people out? You have to put people like Loomis, who's an older guy himself, in the ring with people that he could benefit being in the ring with. Johnny Gargano is not one of those people. Let's keep pushing forward. Brock Lesnar almost had a pretty good segment. I saw it for what it was short. Kept it short. A lot of people are sour on this match. It is what it is. Yes, Brock Lesnar's going for the mid-card title. I don't like it. However, they need the biggest names on this card as possible because this is going to be one of the worst WrestleMania cards in history, especially considering this is going to be in a large market like California. WWE must really off something when they put this card together. This is what happened when you let marks like Triple H, Road Dogg, and Shawn Michaels have creative power. When they don't want their legacy to be threatened. So they put ridiculous-looking people in the ring that don't look like they can beat up a bag of fruit, let alone actual people. Wrestlers are supposed to have an aura of intimidation. None of these wrestlers, I look at the Garganos and all these people, I am not afraid of any of them. I wouldn't take them serious if I saw them walking down a dark alley. I would laugh in his face. And that is completely WWE's fault. They have several issues, but excuse me, some of their biggest issues are presentation-wise. The show is too long. It's too disjointed. A lot of the scenes don't really make sense. If you're going to have a 3-hour show, it has to follow correlation and it has to be exciting. You have to have characters people want to watch, and you have to write it quarterly, hours, 15, 20-minute breakdowns of segments to keep people from switching the channel. Because honestly, the wrestling now is for 50-year-old SJWs that got the attention span to watch this stuff. And of course, the young crowd that don't know no better, the 18 to 24-year-olds that's all they know because they have no basis of comparison. They didn't grow up watching the Attitude Era, and they were basically starting to just get big when the Ruthless Aggression Era was king. They were just kind of small. So they don't have any basis of comparison to know what a good show is. And this is a large issue that's going on in pro wrestling right now. It's just too goofy and disconnected from casual fans. They don't care. And all these long segments don't help out. But getting back to the Brock Lesnar almost thing, it is what it is. I wish Brock was in something better. I'm glad almost is getting a rub for once again, as I was talking about previously. For young people to get over, you have to put them in the ring with people that's been there and done it before. Johnny Gargano is not one of those people. You know, AJ Styles, now he's fine, but he wasn't going to get almost to the next level. Almost has to, I mean, it helps that he has MVP as his mouthpiece, and MVP is a very good promo. That helps out a lot. But Brock Lesnar was put in a threatening position tonight. I'm almost sure Brock's going to be almost, which I don't think is the best idea, but it will look really crazy with Brock Lesnar losing to almost. I just don't think he's ready. I think this is a program that should maybe go on for a couple months. I know a lot of people think that's unpopular, but hey, WWE's already doing it now, so you might as well go with it. I think almost would benefit from, beating Brock in a couple months, maybe. Or the next pay-per-view. I would say the following 2 pay-per-views. And maybe, and this benefits greatly from a guy like Brock Lesnar, you could have almost injure him, and that'll write Brock Lesnar off TV maybe to the summer months, and that gives almost momentum going into the summer months. So that's how you need to write and book this type of stuff. So, yeah. So we got almost Brock Lesnar. I like that they made almost actually look strong on Brock tonight because you have to make it threatening looking because Brock Lesnar is not scared of a lot of people. Almost is a huge dude, and you have to make him appear to be a threat to have any type of credibility or to get anybody to even marginally care about this match. Now, this next match I'm going into now is just disappointing me looking at it. Cody Rhodes went against LA Knight. So first of all, I've been around wrestling so long, I was able to predict that Cody Rhodes was going to win this match. I looked at it and was able to tell, like, yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to win. And it shows you the ignorance of the current regime in WWE. First of all, this is a type of match that you give a lot of build before you just announce it last minute on TV. These are 2 allegedly big stars. Of course, LA Knight is a star. Cody Rhodes is a overblown, overrated mid-carder. Let's just be honest. That's what he is. WWE, and he would have never been a main eventer 15 years ago in WWE. Even 10 years ago, Cody Rhodes wouldn't have been the main eventer. And he's got some star power compared to some of these suckers like Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed and all these bums that WWE hired from Ring of Honor, Sami Zayn and people like that. But compared to like LA Knight and Karrion Kross and Matt Riddle, and Austin Theory and guys like that, Cody Rhodes is not a big deal. Well, I'll take Austin Theory out. Maybe Cody's up slightly because of name identity, a little more. But he's not a star on the par with like a LA Knight or even a Karrion Kross, who's a big, or Rey Mysterio for that matter. I don't understand it. Maybe it's Triple H. I'm going to be loyal to Dusty. That's all I can see. Triple H is just, he makes it clear that he plays favoritism. He rehired a bunch. Nobody wants to admit this, but I'm not afraid to. I'm always going to tell the truth. I'm sorry if people don't like that, but I'm a truth person. For you to be a true journalist or a true reporter, you have to tell the truth. And a lot of these people are just upholding an agenda and upholding a corporate structure. That's why they get views on YouTube. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my feet down, head down, and charge head first to the truth. I'm all about justice and telling the truth. I'm a wrestling fan, but I'm not going to sit here and say, I grew up with eras when there was actually stars, Macho Man, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, like actual stars. Mick Foley, Kane, Undertaker, people like that. Even back in the 70s, Flair, Piper, I already said Piper, Dusty Rhodes, actual legitimate stars where the fans will pack in a building even if it was extremely hot. They would shut down the expressway to get to the arena. They would travel in blizzards. This when wrestling was actually a big mainstream thing. Now it only appeals to SJW hardcore fans. These offended snowflake, you triggered my microaggressions, those type of people, and that's why it's awful. Now, a lot of people try to blame it on PG. No, you can write a good PG show. Pixar and DreamWorks and Disney, these places do it all the time. Even like the Avengers and stuff. I'm sure some of that stuff is like PG-13, but they show you that you can write good content with a PG or PG-13 type of parameters. And let's be honest, WWE is more like a TVG show, or it'll be TVY7 pretty soon, but It's just bad. It's really bad. But almost Brock Lesnar, good segment. I mean, it's not the best, but it is what it is. I'm not interested in anything Seth Rollins does. I skip right past that. Logan Paul, I feel bad for this guy. I've spoke till I was blue in the face about how great of a star he is. Hey, Marissa, and that Logan Paul deserves a lot better than this. This guy was a highlight for the Royal Rumble this year. One of the few things the last two males in Royal Rumble have been absolutely awful. Awful. First of all, you got Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley going out early. Something's wrong. No emphasis on people from the Ruthless Aggression era like Shelton Benjamin, MVP. Nobody like that was highlighted. When you got Gunther as the last person, one of the last people in the match, you're asking for your show to be awful. That's why this Royal Rumble was garbage. It was garbage last year was better, at least because they had like people like Shane McMahon and Brock Lesnar actually look good. But 2023 Royal Rumble was god awful. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. It's in Detroit, which is 4 hours from my house. And I've never been to a mainstream pay-per-view. I've been to like NXT, house shows, Raw, SmackDown, stuff like that. But I'm going to check that out. And usually SummerSlam sometimes is better. I have a feeling this year SummerSlam is going to be better because a lot of the stars are going to be back healthy like Riddle. Brock Lesnar's probably going to be doing something good because WWE is going to be grasping for straws because they either going to be sold at that point or getting ready to sell. So they're going to have to do something good at that point to suffice their brand and their show. So I just dislike Seth Rollins a lot of personal reasons. That's a lot of stuff I know about him. People don't know. I've mentioned it several times. I'm not interested in anything he does. He's a goofball clown. However, Logan Paul being on any show is going to be great because you're talking about one of the biggest YouTube stars. I've learned a lot of hustle from Logan Paul. If you really want to be a hustler and get your brand going, watch guys like Logan Paul. Watch guys like, Andrew Tate and dudes like, I know people don't like him, but he's a good marketer. And a lot of other people, guys like Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul. It's a lot of good big bosses out here if you know how to follow them right. Master P and people like that. So yeah, I'm not interested in anything Seth Rollins does. I will say, Damage Control attacking Trish looked good. It looked good for what it was, modern production. Trish looked pretty banged up. She sold it good. Shows you that she's a superstar. So she's getting ready for that 3-way with her. I forget who her, Lita. I want to say Becky Lynch or something like that against what I call causing damage. I refuse to call them Damage Control. They're not controlling. They're causing damage. EO's all right, but the other two I don't care for. They're not a marketable look in any type of way. But Trish, she looked good tonight. The stuff they did with Trish, once again, more star power on the show, the better. Big ups to Rey Mysterio going into the Hall of Fame, the first official inductee into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, my favorite cruiser, one of my favorite performances ever. I did a separate video on him. Go check that out on my YouTube. TJ the Prodigy gave a lot of respect to him. He was one of the people I wanted to wrestle when I was wrestling. I would have retired against him or retired him. I had a storyline written out and all that, but I'm not interested in that anymore. But big ups to him, the legend, Rey Mysterio, going into the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, I wish I had a little more energy, y'all, but I'm tired. I was off today, but I had to do something else work related. So I'm a little sleepy. So I'll probably be going to bed the next 2 hours. I have to work in the morning anyway at 8 a.m. Excuse me. But yeah, Rey Mysterio, legend. Trish Stratus, legend. Brock Lesnar. All these people on the card make sure it shows so much better. And we're going to get JoJo and Jason back on probably close to the WrestleMania season. I'm not sure something's going on with Jason's phone. I don't know if he switched numbers. And JoJo just because he probably just be getting a free now, and I'm usually going to bed. But I promise y'all, we're going to get back on soon. I promise y'all that. I got some stuff coming up where I'll be able to, we'll start doing more stuff. So that was that. The Trish string looked really good against Damage Control because if this was Damage Control against regular girls on a roster, I would have had absolutely no interest in watching that. And if we'll probably cover NXT tomorrow if it's good, I'll have some type of show. I might do a karaoke show. We're going to do something this week. Y'all know I usually do at least about 2 or 3 shows a week. So, yeah. So Kevin Owens, no, I ain't to the Kevin Owens part yet. I know it was an interaction between one of the Street Profits and Austin Theory. I have to give it to WWE. The Intercontinental and the United States title haven't been relevant in a very long time, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. However, Austin Theory, who's a legitimate star, which is why he's working against John Cena, this kid's a star on the rise. I've been telling people for 2 years that Austin Theory is going to be a star. Nobody believed me, but now you're starting to see what I'm talking about. John Cena would not handpick to wrestle this guy if he didn't think he was a star. Cena knows. Just like, unfortunately, he knew what type of star the Velveteen Dream was. He knew Velveteen Dream probably would have worked with John Cena if he didn't get in this trouble he got in. So, unfortunate, but such is life. What happened with Velveteen Dream, he put it on himself. So yeah, Austin Theory went against I think Angelo Dawkins from the Street Profits. The Street Profits is another team. I like their street takes that they had at NXT a little better. I don't like their presentation in WWE so much. They wear cool gear with the basketball looking stuff. The cups look cool, but I thought they were presented a lot better in NXT. I like the street talks that they had when they were on the doing rant. It reminded me of like an old school like early Chappelle show or any type of cool reality TV show. MTV Cribs. It reminded me of that type of stuff. That's why I liked it. It had a lot of flash and finesse. I enjoyed the street talks a lot with the Street Profits. That's how I became a fan of the Street Profits. Montez Ford, big up to Tez too. He's from Chicago, big athlete from here in Chicago. His name is Kenneth Johnson, I think his name is real name. Big good guy. Met him in person. I wore the Michael Jackson glove before the goal when he let me wear it. He was a cool guy. I met him in Indianapolis, Indiana. But yeah, keep pushing forward. Brick Boogs, of course, Bronson Reed, all the good guys with muscles, Triple H is burying in them. I don't know how many times or how many different languages I need to say it in that Triple H has an agenda, and anybody that has muscles and charisma, he's going to bury them, especially if you're not an ass kisser. The only reason Karrion Kross is pretty much safe, even though he's not being used to his full potential, he could be being used a hell of a lot better considering the type of talent that he is because he's a respectable guy and he plays ball. A lot of these guys know they're good. They're not going to take shit like the Eliases, the LA Knights. They're not going to take Triple H's bullshit. Baron Corbin, that's why they're getting buried on TV right now. It is what it is. I shouldn't have to keep painting the picture for y'all. It's there for you to see if you want to see it. So if you notice, all the whack NXT guys are beating the talented people. Bronson Reed beating a big swole guy who's a promo and a talent like Rick Boogs is absolutely ridiculous. But it happened. I'm not surprised. And once again, why are you putting these star versus star matches on TV? I know Raw is 3 hours, but you need to have squash matches. How about if you're trying to get Bronson Reed or Rick Boogs over, you put them in a squash match and they cut a promo or something like that. Or, write actual content or produce some stuff outside of the ring. I know Triple H is very lazy and uncreative, but that's the only thing that's going to save WWE. Nobody wants to watch 3 fucking hours of wrestling matches. These damn idiots in WWE still haven't figured this shit out yet. You have to produce sports entertainment. Nobody wants to watch long-ass wrestling matches, especially when a lot of them start for no fucking reason. So you at least have them bump into each other in the back and say, you was talking shit about me on social media. That could be, of course, I want the stories to be a lot more layered and elaborate than that. But I'm saying at least have the motherfuckers bump into each other at the goddamn coffee machine. Is that too much to ask for? Stop being lazy. Y'all a multimedia conglomerate company and globally everywhere. It is no excuse for y'all to be this lazy. Y'all have the resources and money. Another thing I mentioned several times about WWE that I'm quite surprised that they haven't taken advantage of. They haven't taken advantage of technology nearly as much as they should. It is no way with the amount of resources and money that WWE has that is not more emphasis put on technology. How the hell is Impact Wrestling, who only gets about 50,000 viewers, between 50 and 70,000 viewers on average, have better production than WWE? When they have Sami Callihan turning off the lights from a phone. That was a cool segment that him and Moose had. I generally don't talk about Impact, but when I saw that, I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's too bad they're not smart enough to do better stuff and present more stars on Impact, especially considering they don't have the public, restrictions that WWE have by being a publicly traded company. They can get away with a lot more blood and probably a little bit of nudity and sexuality. It's just that's what happens when you let marks run companies. There's no creativity there. But yeah, they haven't taken nearly enough. They don't write good stories. They haven't taken advantage of technology. It's a shame. WWE live shows should be almost like a big time presentation, like Disney on Ice, where it's lights, flashes. If you really wanted the Fiend to get over, get rid of this goofy Uncle Howdy stuff. Give him the lantern back and have Bray Wyatt do more stuff on this compound. That's what you need to do. Or with the Fiend, they need better writers because the writers for the Bray Wyatt stuff is awful right now. And I think he got hurt, and I don't know what. But right now, it might be a blessing in disguise because it'll save Bobby Lashley. He could do something cooler, and because I always thought Bobby Lashley should have been going for the title. It should have been him versus Roman Reigns. The fact that didn't happen yet is absolutely hilarious. But anyway, it might be a blessing in disguise that Bray Wyatt got hurt because this current incarnation of his character sucks. So this might be a way to get him off TV and have him do something interesting because it's awful. And I've talked about it several times in the past, but it's god awful. Dawkins went against Theory. Theory won, which was the right decision. The only thing I was honestly looking forward to going into this match, was Rey Mysterio did some stuff. I'm sure they got heel heat. I'll watch it in a minute. I'm pretty sure Baron Corbin lost. Yep, even Baron Corbin lost to Seth Rollins tonight. All Triple H boys went over on TV tonight. I was looking forward to the street fight. I haven't watched it yet, but I can about imagine what it was. I'm pretty sure it was really physical. I saw one little little clip thing online where the Usos kicked Kevin Owens as he was coming through the gorilla position through the back with the curtains. He kicked him. That looked cool. Solo Sikoa is a monster right now, which is why I put him on the thumbnail. He hurt Matt Riddle. He got some momentum. A lot of people, you should have kept him in NXT. Why? So people could keep comparing him to the Usos. That would have been the dumbest thing you could have done. He looks just like his brothers. He had to be with the bloodline. I honestly think they missing a female. They should have put Tamina in the group. Or maybe Nia Jax. Nia Jax probably be a little better. Let Nia Jax get in some shape and put her in the bloodline. Because she's gained a lot of weight. And I love Nia, but that's not healthy for your knees and stuff. She needs to lose some weight. Yeah, I hope she gets a program going into the summer because I'm a big fan of Nia. Yeah, so I'm sure this was a great match. I'm gonna watch it in a minute before I go to bed. But Solo Sikoa is a beast. He's the MVP tonight. I need to start saying more MVP segment. I would like to, but it's just not enough content to go around. I would like to do Donkey of the Days and stuff like that, or worst segment, good segment. But all the segments would be worse because they're all mostly bad. Big ups to Solo Sikoa. Air horns to Solo Sikoa. Man is on fire right now. Big ups to Solo doing this thing. We got to give him a round of applause, like excuse me, like Waka Flocka would say, round of applause. Shorty make that clap, clap. But yeah, Solo Sikoa is doing his thing right now. He's definitely my MVP. But I expected that to be a good segment. Solo Sikoa is very physical. He grew up in the Anawai family where they kind of know how to get down and make their segments. As Jim Ross would say, maximize your minute. He's very good at that. Solo Sikoa is about 25 or 26 years old. This kid is the sky's the limit. As long as WWE don't ruin him and screw him over. When I say WWE, I mean Triple H and his regime. As long as they don't screw him over, he's got a hell of a career. He could be a big-time mid-card champion and maybe even a world's champion in the future. I'm sure him and Kevin Owens went out there and did their thing because if there's one thing Kevin Owens know how to do, is have street fights. I generally don't watch much else he does. His promos are pretty solid and always on point, and then his street fighting ability. That's what he's good at. But that was pretty much a standout of Raw. Thank God this ended Raw because WWE has had terrible main events lately, and this was one of the few that was actually good. Pretty decent episode of Raw, but they still got, 2 more episodes before? Yeah, 2 more. They got next week and the week after. Holy shit, before WrestleMania. This couldn't get here fast enough. So they got 2 more weeks of hopefully trying to write something together. I honestly think this week of Raw is going to be the peak of WWE's writing as far as WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to go any fight. How do you top a street fight? They probably needed it for ratings' sake, but I don't see it going no happen. WrestleMania couldn't get here faster is my point. This is that. So yeah, go check out, go save yourself some money. Go to Prodigy Pogger, use my code on Poggers, get yourself a shaker. I'm sponsored by Pogger. So it helps out me a lot. It helps you out a lot. And it helps out a young company. Everybody always say, I hate the big company. I hate G Fuel or this company. How about you support smaller companies? If you don't support them, they won't be able to take off. So if you use the code, all lowercase letters, Prodigy Poggers, you get yourself 10% off. You inbox me on Twitter at it's TJ Time 1991, all lowercase letters. It's TJ Time 1991. I'll shout you out. I got a lot of followers on Twitch. I'm trying to get my Twitch unlocked now. I'm going through some bull crap with them, but they're going to eventually give it to me or else, honestly, it's going to be a problem. They know not to play with me. So yeah, hit me up on YouTube. I'll shout you out or give you something. I'm gonna start doing giveaways, but help me help you. I'm not gonna shout nobody out. Stop inboxing me saying, "Hey, can you do this and that?" I don't want your graphic designs. If you're not gonna support me, I'm not supporting you. That's not balanced. That's not how shit works. So yeah, I put this work in. I've been going hard to paint for 4 years. I'm pretty much a proven person on here. Even though stuff try to hold me back and all that, it's fine. I'm always gonna overcome the odds like I always do because I'm smart and I know how to market myself. But and a lot of people follow me that y'all think that don't. Professional wrestlers, I've ghostwritten for people. I don't know how many times I need to say this shit, but I'm a lot more influential than y'all think I am. I'm just not publicly that way, but I move shit, whether you want to believe it or not. So yeah, I mean, Raw was what it was tonight. I'm generally more invested in NXT because they got fresh new characters with actual personalities and decent storylines. So hopefully that's pretty good tomorrow. I have a bunch of boring ass NXT UK people. Get that Intercontinental title off Walter. The U.S. title is fine. Get Damage Control off TV. Get Bronson Reed off TV. Get Johnny Gargano off TV. Candice LeRae is okay, but she needs a hell of a lot more story development than what she's been given. Get all these people off TV. Focus on star power. Guys like LA Knight. If you're not gonna have him wrestle, he needs his own show, or he needs to be antagonizing people on the mic because that's what he's great at. Elias needs to be on TV a lot more. This guy is the second coming of Macho Man Randy Savage. Why is he not on television, or at least in a winning? Why is he not being featured on television? Like, I don't understand how much more foolish you can get with WWE, man. They're insistent on losing money and devaluing their company. I don't get it, but that's what they want to do. Get hotter women on TV. Bring back the 24/7 title. Bring back bra and panty matches and bring back squash matches. Nobody wants to watch 3 hours, and it doesn't do your show any service having a long-ass 3-hour show with matches when you got a pay-per-view coming up every 4 weeks. It's just nonsensical. It's overexposed. It's oversaturated. I don't get why they bother with fucking doing it. I really don't. And for the people that think they're still not convinced, I got 3 videos with over 1,000 views. Kiss my ass. And it was hard to get it. And I got it anyway, even though y'all tried to hold me back and tried to screw up my analytics. What y'all have to understand is I can't be stopped. I'm the bad boy for a reason. Like Diddy said, take that. We can't stop. We won't stop. That's me. You can try to stop me. I'm always going to come. You fucking with the lion. Don't try that shit with me, man. I'm always going to overcome the odds. I love my fans. As always, bless y'all family. Raw, get better, but I don't expect y'all to. I'm always watching stuff I want to watch. But fire Triple H and his regime. That's how you improve Raw. I'll talk to y'all later. Bless y'all families.